All right, so I'm recording this from another room in my place. It might be a little bit echoey, but hopefully not too bad with the mic. But basically today I want to talk about overthinking and how it's a super dangerous place to be, right? And it's basically a trap where if you get stuck for too long, it can be really bad. I want to talk a bit about how over time I've kind of learned some stuff around this and how to really overcome it and just get through it, because this has been something I struggled with my whole life, with when you have options, choosing the one, right? And really, if you think about it, overthinking things comes when typically you have a lot of options, right? If you don't have many options in life and you can only, do one thing, then you're not going to overthink it because that's your only choice. But I find a lot of times we have a lot of options in this world, especially in the modern world, with things that we could be doing, directions we can be heading, and it gets really difficult to choose the right thing. Because when you have so many options, you're afraid that you might choose the wrong one. And that's typically what it comes down to, I realized, is over time, it really comes down to being afraid, right? And being afraid of choosing the wrong one or some other fear that you have that you're not really addressing. And so, for example, when I wanted to start up my YouTube channel, okay, there was a lot of other options that I could be doing in terms of like different business ideas or time that I could be spending. And even just the act of getting the channel started, choosing the topic, what is my niche supposed to be? Fears around being on camera, fears around getting really bad comments, fears around just not being good enough, right? And not making good enough content. Those are all fears that can stop you and potentially get in your way from actually kind of going down that path you need to go down and realizing your potential, because you're letting it essentially hijack your choice, right? You're letting that fear get in the way of you making a decision. The other thing to think about is a lot of times we're afraid of what other people will think, right? So for example, with my YouTube channel, let's say I started it and, I made like no progress. I posted like hundreds of videos and made no progress. And then everyone could see that. That's a fear that you might have, because everyone might look at you as a failure, right? Or they might look at you as like, oh, like unsuccessful, and that's sort of a status-based fear. So a lot of times with overthinking, it's because you're afraid of what like other people might judge you, right? Other people are going to judge you and think, oh, like you're unsuccessful, or you're an idiot, or you're stupid. And so you're kind of also afraid of that, because that in your mind, like in your brain, you're probably not thinking this, but it like will lower your status amongst the people that you know. So you're afraid to make a decision because not only your own fears that you might have internally, but because of all the external fears of what everybody else is going to think of you if you fail or if you do the wrong thing. And I think this holds a lot of people back from kind of following and trying to get what they want out of life, because it's hard enough to address your own fears, right? You have to address your own fears and overcome them. And then not only do you have to do that, but you also have to get to the point where you're like, you don't really give a shit what other people think, right? Other people think you're a failure, like you don't care. You have to get to that point where you honestly are it's more important for you to go down this road and to at least try than to care what other people think. Another example I can give you is when back in the day I was trying to choose what major to go into like for college, and just even choosing a career in general, right? There's so many different options in terms of degrees that you can get, careers that you can choose, that it's like you spend all this time overthinking. You spend a ton of time overthinking, trying to figure out, which one should I do? What should I go down? And it's really important too to realize you are overthinking right now because you have options and you don't know what option is best. Right? So think about that. You're overthinking things right now and not picking a direction because you don't have enough information on what each one of those options would mean for you. So sitting there and overthinking isn't going to do anything, because just by the nature of overthinking the thing, it means you don't have enough information. So really the only way for you to get the feedback you need is to literally stop overthinking, pick the direction that seems best, right? Out of all the options you have, pick the one that you feel is best, that you feel most pulled toward, and you just go down that road, right? And as you go down that road, you're getting feedback. You're like, I just started this major. I don't really like it. I just started this career. I don't really like this aspect of it. Or, I started this YouTube channel and I was making videos about this topic, but, I don't really like it. Or maybe you just don't even like making videos in general. Like, that's just not your thing. You don't even enjoy it. But you don't really know, and there's no way for you to find out unless you actually take action and do the thing, right? Overthinking is basically just procrastination, and you're procrastinating because you're afraid. And there's many different reasons why you could be afraid, and it's not that they're not legitimate, but at the end of the day, if you don't take action, you're going to waste so much time just sitting there trying to make a choice and think about, should I do this? Should I do that? It took me literally in 2022, I really wanted to start a YouTube channel again. Okay. But I had so many fears surrounding it and so many other options in my mind as possibilities that I could be doing that I wasted the entire year. I procrastinated the entire year overthinking. I literally have in my journal, I've got journals that I write in from back then. I like literally have these things where, like I'm writing down all the different options, like the pros and cons and all the shit. But it's not that I just did that one time, right? It's fine to like make a plan and try to figure this shit out. I'm not saying just wing it, but like I literally had journal entries going over the same shit over and over and over again, right? So you're never actually getting out of that loop, right? You're staying in that loop of overthinking. Is it the right thing to do this? Well, what about this? And also the other thing is, it doesn't really help that we have the internet now and there's like 1,000 videos on the thing that you may want to do. So you're spending all this time consuming content, trying to find out every little tiny, aspect of the thing that you might want to go do. But the best thing that you can do is literally just today, go try to do that thing. Today, sign up for that class. Today, put an application in for the job that you think you might want and start working in that field. Today, start up your YouTube channel, make your first fucking video. Like, you're not going to know until you actually get going down that path because, like I said before, you're overthinking so much because you don't have the information you need yet. You're trying to go off of your current understanding of that thing, which is not very good because you haven't even done it yet. So that's like me saying, I don't know if I should start YouTube because there's all these pros and cons of it. Should I make a video? I don't know. I mean, there's other businesses I could start. Maybe, I should do drop shipping. Yeah, I don't know, man. And then you just basically sit there and you just keep watching videos about each one of them. You keep writing down the pros and cons of each. And it's like, instead of that, you could have literally within those months that you were sitting there overthinking, procrastinating, you could have gone and tried each one and found out that one of them was best for you, or maybe neither of them was best for you, but you would have at least gotten that out of the way. So I'm really making this video for kind of my younger self because the overthinking thing is legit. And it's a way for you to continue to procrastinate, not face your fears. And it's sad because you're going to end up wasting months, if not years, thinking about this stuff. When in reality, what you need to do is stop listening to your thoughts and actually take action, go out there and try the thing. So what I do now, whenever I catch myself getting into this, because this still happens even to this day, even now after all the shit I've done and gone through, I still get into this mode where I'm overthinking. I just noticed it the other day and I was like, all right, I should make a video about this because it kind of popped up. So what I do now is it's okay to have a plan. It's okay to write things down. It's okay to write down the pros and cons. But from that point, if you notice yourself stuck in the same thought loop, it's because you need more feedback. You need more information. You don't have enough. You're not going to get it from the fucking internet, watching videos, reading blogs. You need to go out into the real world and actually take some action. So what I do now is I got the list of like the pros and cons between each of them, kind of where I think about where do I feel drawn towards, right? Where does my energy feel like it's kind of being pulled in that direction? And then I just go, do the thing. No matter what it is, just go try it. And once you actually get out there and you try it, that's when you know this is for me or this isn't for me, right? I've had a lot of different jobs. Some of them I thought that I would like, and I realized actually after trying it, this isn't for me. And I know exactly why now. There's no question, right? Same thing with businesses. If you're thinking about starting a side hustle or a business and you're sitting there, I don't know what one to do. There's so many different options. I could do like YouTube videos. I could do e-commerce. I could do an agency. Like, you're not going to know what to do if you've never like done any business stuff before. So you need to get out there and try each one. Go through a period of like even a month, 3 months. Just try each one and see how it feels when you start it. When you do that work every day. Do you like doing that thing every day? Do you enjoy it? And the only way for you to know that is to actually do it. It's not to sit there thinking about it forever. So, I hope that this video is going to be useful for you and really get your mind wrapped around the fact that overthinking is a symptom of having a lot of options, okay? And procrastinating, typically because you have fears within yourself that you aren't facing or you're afraid to confront, and because you're also afraid of, what other people will think around you in terms of it lowering your status if you fail or you don't succeed or people think that you don't have it all together, right? So just understand that, and with that understanding, just take action on what you think the best path forward is going to be. And from there, and only from that point, are you going to receive the information and feedback you need to alter or correct your path, based on where you're going. So that's all I got to say for this one, man. Hopefully you can take this information and it's useful for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Peace.